Okay, I'm gonna try again. This time I'm reading the English translation. I'm not gonna try to translate it myself. So then the seventh planet was the Earth. The Earth is not just an ordinary planet. One can count there are 111 kings, not forgetting, of course, black kings, 7,000 geographers, 900,000 businessmen, 7,500,000 tipplers or alcoholics, 311 million conceited men, that is to say about 2 billion grown-ups. To give you an idea of the size of the Earth, I will tell you that before the invention of electricity, it was necessary to maintain over the whole of the 6 continents a veritable army of 462,511 lamplighters for the street lamps. Seen from a slight distance, that would make a splendid spectacle. The movements of this army would be regulated like those of the ballet and the opera. First would come the turn of the lamplighters of New Zealand and Australia. Having set their lamps alight, these would go off to sleep. Next, the lamplighters of China and Siberia would enter for their steps in the dance, and then they too would be waved back into the wings. After that would come the turn of the lamplighters of Russia and the Indies, then those of Africa and Europe, then those of South America, then those of North America, and never would they make a mistake in the order of their entry upon the stage. It would be magnificent. Only the man who was in charge of the single lamp at the North Pole and his colleague who was responsible for the single lamp at the South Pole, only these two would live free from toil and care. They would be busy twice a year. So chapter 17, when one wishes to play the wit, he sometimes wanders a little from the truth. I have not been altogether honest in what I have told you about the lamplighters, and I realize that I run the risk of giving a false idea of our planet to those who do not know it. Men occupy a very small place upon the earth. If the 2 billion inhabitants who people its surface were all to stand upright, somewhat crowded together as they do for some big public assembly, they could easily be put into one public square 20 miles long and 20 miles wide. All humanity could be piled up in a small Pacific island. Actually says island. And I'm looking again. This was published in 1943, so that was obviously 5 billion plus people ago. The grown-ups, to be sure, will not believe you when you tell them that. They imagine that they fill a great deal of space. They fancy themselves as important as the baobabs. You should advise them then to make their own calculations. They adore figures, and that will please them. But do not waste your time on this extra task. It is unnecessary. You have, I know, confidence in me. When the little prince arrived on the earth, he was very much surprised not to see any people. He was beginning to be afraid he had come to the wrong planet, when a coil of gold, the color of the moonlight, flashed across the sand. I don't know if you can see that or not because my camera is not showing me what it's showing you. So he saw this coil of gold, the color of the moonlight, flashing across the sand. Good evening, said the little prince courteously. Good evening, said the snake. What planet is this on which I have come down? Asked the little prince. This is Earth. This is Africa, the snake answered. Ah, then there are no people on the earth? This is the desert. There are no people in the desert. The earth is large, said the snake. The little prince sat down on a stone and then raised his eyes toward the sky. I wonder, he said, whether the stars are set alight in heaven so that one day each of us may find his own again. Look at my planet. It's right there above us. But how far away it is. It is beautiful, the snake said. What has brought you here? Okay, my book is falling apart. You can see I really love this book because it's falling apart. If indeed you can see it all. I don't know if you can, but anyways, this is the picture. I have been having some trouble with a flower, said the little prince. Ah, said the snake, and they were both silent. Where are the men? The little prince at last took up the conversation again. It's a little lonely in the desert. It is also lonely among men, the snake said. The little prince gazed at him for a long time. You are a funny animal, he said at last. You're no thicker than a finger. But I am more powerful than the finger of a king, said the snake. The little prince smiled. You're not very powerful. You haven't even any feet. You cannot even travel. I can carry you farther than any ship could take you, said the snake. He twined himself around the little prince's ankle like a golden bracelet. Whomever I touch, I send back to the earth from whence he came. The snake spoke again. But you are innocent and true, and you come from a star. The little prince made no reply. You move me to pity. You are so weak on this earth made of granite. The snake said, I can help you someday. If you grow too homesick for your own planet, I can. Oh, I understand you very well, said the little prince. But why do you always speak in riddles? I solve them all, said the snake. And they were both silent. Chapter 18 is the end of the world. The little prince crossed the desert and met with only one flower. It was a flower with 3 petals, a flower of no account at all. Good morning, said the little prince. Good morning, said the flower. Where are the men? The little prince asked politely. The flower had once seen a caravan passing. Ah, men, she echoed. I think there are 6 or 7 of them in existence. I saw them several years ago, but one never knows where to find them. The wind blows them away. They have no roots, and that makes their life very difficult. Goodbye, said the little prince. Goodbye, said the flower. And that is the end of the translation I have available. So now I'm going to have to read it in French. The little prince made the ascension of in other words, he climbed a tall mountain. The only mountains that he had ever known were the 3 volcanoes which came up to his knee. Something about the extinct volcano. Oh, here's what he said. So from a high mountain like this, if I should say so, I could see with the glance of an eye, or in one glance, the entire planet and all the humans. But he didn't see anything except some steep rocks, some sharp rocks. So that's what it looks like. Good day, he said, all by accident or accidentally. Good day, good day, good day, responded the echo. Who are you? Said the little prince. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Responded the echo. Soyez mes amis, suis seul, dit and he said, be my friends. I'm all alone, he said. Je suis seul, je suis seul, je suis seul. I'm all alone, I'm all alone, I'm all alone, responded the echo. What a funny planet, he thought to himself. She's all dry, she's all pointy, she's all salty. And these people, they lack imagination. They repeat everything you say. But in my home, I have a flower. She speaks first all the time. Okay, so it happened, and then it happened. The little prince, having walked a long time across the sands and the rocks and the snows, finally discovered a route or a path. And these paths, were all over. They were going to everywhere towards people's homes. Bonjour. Oh, hello, he said. And it was a garden flowering with roses. Hello, said the roses. And the little prince looked at them. They all looked like his flower. Who are you? He asked them, stupefied. We're roses, said the roses. cried the prince, and he felt very unhappy. His flower, sorry, it's Franglish. His flower, which had told him that she was the only one of her species in the universe, and here he was, 5,000 miles away, and or seeing 5,000. There were 5,000 of them, and they all were alike in the same garden, in only one garden. She would be really pissed. He said. And that's pretty much what it says. If she saw this, she would cough enormously, and she would make herself die from rather than to escape ridicule. That's what it is. She would make herself die to escape the ridicule, and I would be very greatly obliged to seem as if I cared. Oh gosh. However, and actually I'd have to humiliate myself as well, or she would really let herself die. So he said to himself again, I believe myself to be very rich from this unique flower, and here I only possessed an ordinary rose. That and my 3 volcanoes, which only come up to my knee, and one of them nonetheless is extinct for all that, and it's always been extinct. That doesn't make me a very great prince. And so he sat down in the grass and he cried. Okay, this is the part I was trying to get to tonight. I really hope this is filming, especially because of one of the people I know that's watching it right now. So it was then that appeared le renard, the fox. Bonjour, dit le renard. Hello, said the fox. Bonjour. Hello, responded politely the little prince. He didn't see anything. Yeah, he responded, although he didn't see anything. I'm here, said the voice, under the apple tree. Who are you? Said the little prince. You're very pretty. Je suis un renard, dit le renard. I'm a fox, said the fox. Viens jouer avec moi. Come play with me, proposed the little prince. I'm so sad. Je suis tellement triste. Je ne puis pas jouer avec toi. I cannot play with you, said the fox. I'm not. I don't know what that word is. I don't trust you yet, I think is what it means. I don't know you well enough. Pardon. I'm sorry, cried the little prince. But upon reflection, he added, what does this mean? Tame. Apprivoiser, that's what it is. What does that mean, tame? That's interesting. Okay. You're not here, said the fox. You're not from here, said the little fox. What are you looking for? I'm looking for humans, said the little prince. What does that mean, tame? Apprivoiser. That's really interesting because in French it kind of comes from words that means like you see each other very closely. That's why I didn't know what it meant when I was trying to translate it earlier. Yeah, you're very close to us, so close you can see each other. That's what tame means. Okay, les hommes, okay, these humans, said the fox, they have guns and they hunt. It's very annoying. They also raise chickens. That's their only interest. Are you looking for chickens? No, said the little prince. I'm looking for friends. What does that mean? Tame. It's a thing too often forgotten, said the fox. It means to create bonds. I would call bonds. So ties between people, or they wouldn't have to be people as a fox, but you know, bonds, ties, the ties that bind. Okay, to create relationship, I guess, in a sense, is what it means. Créer des liens, create bonds. Bien sûr, of course, dit le renard, said the fox. To Nick. Right now, you're nothing to me, for me, except a little boy, completely similar to semblable, just the same as 100,000 other little boys. And I don't care about you. I don't need you. And you don't care about me either. You don't need me either. I'm not anything for you except a fox, the same as 100,000 other foxes. And but if you tame me, we will need each other. You will be for me unique in all the world. I will be for you unique in all the world. I'm beginning to understand, said the little prince. There was a flower, or there is a flower. I believe she's tamed me. That's possible, said the fox. And we see on the earth, on the earth, all sorts of things. Oh, this isn't on the earth, said the little prince. The fox was very intrigued, or seemed very intrigued. Is this on another planet? Yes. Are there hunters on this planet over there? No. Oh, that's very interesting. Are there chickens? No. Nothing's perfect, sighed the fox. But the fox came up with an idea. My life is very monotonous. I chase hens, people chase me, all the chickens look the same, and all the humans look the same. I'm therefore kind of bored. But if you tame me, my life will be full of sunshine. Ensoleillé. Ensoleillé. That's not even a word in English. If you tame me, my life will be as if filled with sunshine. I wish I could translate this for you. I wish there was a word for this in English, but it's like, filled with sunbeams. I will know the sound of I will know the sound of your footstep, which will be different from all the others. And the others for me, they don't know what that means. The other footsteps make me hide underground, but yours will call me out of the from underground, like music. And then look, you see over there, the fields of grain, the fields of wheat. I don't eat bread. Wheat for me is useless. The waves of grain, the fields of wheat, they don't say anything to me. They mean nothing to me, and that's very sad. But you have hair the color of gold. Therefore, it will be marvelous when you tame me, when you have tamed me. The wheat, which is golden, will always make me think of you. And I will love the sound of the wind in the wheat. The fox quietly, he shut his mouth. He was silent. He went silent, and he looked a long time at the little prince. If you please tame me, he said. I want to, I really want to, responded the little prince. But I don't have a lot of time. I have some friends to look for and discover, and lots of things that I have to know. I have to come to know. We can only get to know the things that we tame, said the fox. People don't have a whole lot of time to get to know anything. They buy everything at how do I pronounce this? They buy everything from the chez les marchands, the homes of merchants. Or that's what it literally is saying. He's saying the homes of merchants, but he's not saying stores exactly. But anyway, they buy everything from these merchants, you know, from where the merchants are. But since there's no point of in making friends of the merchants, people don't have many friends. So if you want a friend, tame me. What would that do? Asked the little prince. Or what must I do? Answered the little prince. What you must do, you must be very patient, responded the fox. You'll have to sit yourself down at first, a little bit far from me, like that over there in the grass, and I'll look at you out of the corner of my eye, and you will say nothing. Language is the source of all misunderstanding. But every day, you can sit yourself a little more close. So the next day, the little prince came back. It would be better if you came every day at the same hour, said the fox. If you come, for example, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, at 3 o'clock, I'll start to get happy. The closer the hour comes, the closer it comes to that hour, the more I'll feel happy. The closer the hour comes, the more I'll feel happy. And at 4 o'clock already, I'll be agitated and worried. I'll start to worry myself. I'll have discovered the price of happiness, the cost of happiness. But if you come any old time, whenever, I'll never know when is the hour, at quelle heure, at what time to dress up my heart, to get my heart ready. To just dress up, m'habiller, put on clothes in my heart. Dress up my heart. There must be rituals. What is a ritual? Said the little prince. It's also another thing that's too often forgotten, said the fox. If every day is different from every other day, 1 hour from other hours, there's a ritual, for example, with my hunters. They dance on Thursday with girls from the village. Therefore, on Thursday, Thursday's a marvelous day. I could go out and walk wherever I want to in the vineyard. If the hunters are dancing, it doesn't matter where or when. The days resemble each other, and I don't have any kind of vacation. So then the little prince started to tame the fox, and when the hour for him to leave came close or approached, said the fox, I'm going to cry. It's your own fault, said the little prince. I didn't wish for anything bad to happen to you, but as you asked me, you wanted me to tame you. Of course, said the fox. But now you're going to cry, said the little prince. Of course, said the little fox. Then you didn't win anything from this. I did win, said the fox. I gained something because of the color of the wheat. And then he added, go and see the roses again. You will understand that yours is unique in all the world. You will understand, and you'll come back to say goodbye to me. And I'll give you the gift of a secret. The little prince then went back to see the roses. You are not all alike. You're not all like my rose. You're nothing, actually, after all, he said to them. No one has tamed you, and you haven't tamed anyone. You're like my fox used to be. He used to be a fox that was looked the same as 100,000 others, and I was nothing to him. Oh, but since he's become my friend, he now is unique in all the world. And the roses were very annoyed, really irritated. You are beautiful, but you are empty, he said to them again. No one could die for you. But of course, my rose and my own rose, an ordinary passerby would believe that she looked like you. But she, and only she, is the most important out of all of you because she has, I don't know, she's the one that I've made a rose. She's my rose. I've made her my rose, and she's the one I've raised. Let's say from a flower. Yeah, she's the rose he's tended. Is what he's saying. So I put her under a globe because I put her under a globe because I've sheltered her from the breeze because because of her I've killed little bugs, except for those 3 that became butterflies. Because of her, it's because I've heard her complain. Because I've listened to her. Because of this, she's my rose. And he went back to the fox. Goodbye, he said. Goodbye, said the fox. Here's my secret. It's very simple. We don't see with the heart. Oh, excuse me. We don't see except with the heart. The essential is invisible to the eyes. The essential is invisible to the eyes, repeated the little prince, so that he would remember it. It's the time that you've wasted for your rose that makes your rose so important. C'est le temps que j'ai perdu pour ma rose. It's the time that I've wasted for my rose, said the little prince, so that he could remember it. Humans have forgotten this truth, said the fox. But you're not going to forget it. You must become responsible. You have become responsible forever for that which you have tamed. So you're responsible for your rose. I'm responsible for my rose, repeated the little prince, so that he would remember it. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I just wanted to get through the fox part. So here's some pictures. I don't know if you can see it or not, but here's a picture of the fox coming out when he's waiting for the prince. This is where he says, when it's getting to be about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, at 3 o'clock I'll be waiting and I'll be starting to get happy. This is the fox's description of the hunter. I mean, it doesn't really describe it in words, but that's the picture of a hunter that's annoying the fox, obviously. Thank goodness they take Thursday nights off to go dancing. Let's see. This is the fox and the little prince getting to know each other at the beginning. Hopefully you can see that. This is when he was laying down in the grass and crying, feeling sorry for himself right before he heard the fox and started talking. This is when he sees the roses. Sorry I got so carried away I didn't show these pictures, but anyway, yeah, this is when he first sees all those other roses and realizes his rose is not unique. Until he figures out she is unique because he's wasted all that time on her and he loves her. And that's it. I think I showed you everything else. Okay, so that's it for now. Hopefully that worked. I don't know if it did or not. I'm trying to turn it off. It doesn't have controls on it.